Hi fashion family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, this is your full package fashion teacher, Midela. So in today's video, we are going to be learning how to make this Veekee James dress. I put up a vote earlier for you guys to choose which of the dresses I should make a tutorial on, and we are most votes went on this. So in today's lesson, we are going to be learning that in detail. I'll be making mine a play suit, meaning I'll be attaching the top to a short, so to create a play suit. And one of that thing I'll be teaching you here is how to carve out the bracket using the ready-made bracket from the pattern, the contoured bodies. If you have not watched my video on contoured bodies, I'm going to link it up there. You should watch it. And if you do not have the foundational knowledge of pattern making, you do not know how to draft the basic bodice block itself, I'm also going to link it up there for you to watch. You need this knowledge for you to be able to go on with this particular class. So make sure you are attentive, do not fast forward this video because there's a lot of information you miss out if you do that. And do not forget to like the video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe for more interesting content. So without wasting any of our time, let's get started. So right here I have my contoured bodice block. I've shown you how to do that. If you've not watched that, go back to the contoured bodice video on my page to watch. It's quite easy to draft. Okay, so to get corsets from this from this pattern is very easy. First, the pattern should be drafted with your snatched waist measurements. I usually take off 2 inches from my actual waist measurement, so the pattern here has actually been drafted with my snatched waist measurement. So for me, any of my dresses is snatched. Okay, so you can decide to make it to actual waist measurement if you want to, but the most important detail in this tutorial is the cup area. Okay, so I'm going to first fold this point to meet this point. Okay, I'll fold this point like this. Just ignore whatever you have here right now. The under bust we want to concentrate on. I'll fold this point to meet this point. Like this. Okay, that's it. So right now I'm going to draw a line from the center front to divide the bust into 2. Okay, so right from my bust line like this, I'll draw it inward. So I'm going to use 3/4, okay, and draw it all the way down like this. Okay, then I'm going to take my bra cup. You use the bra cup of your size, so I'm going to take my bra cup and then just make a connection like this. I'm going to curve it out like this because of course I can't make it look flat this way, so I'll curve it out this way. From that point, you can decide to do it like this, anyhow you want it. Okay, anyhow you want the shape to look like, or wherever you want the curve to start from. I always like my own curve to start from the bust line, so that it won't look so small. So I'll just curve it out like this, as you can see, and I will allow it to touch this armhole and give some space around here. Okay, minimum of 1 inch distance from here to the edge of the cup, minimum. Don't worry about whether it touches the under bust now or not, but you shouldn't go up too much from the under bust. So once I've gotten what I wanted now, I'll just connect it like this. So you can see. So I already have the shape of my, cup. Then I can, cut it out and add strap to it however you want it. Of course, this one we are going to create a dart on top of it so that it can be firm. So when I put it inside, it won't just lay flat like this. It will curve up, this way so that it can accommodate the bust very well. Okay, yeah. So that's that. So considering the fact that it's just a strap that is there, I don't need anything at this upper part again. Okay, I do not need anything at this upper part. So I'll just focus on. I can just do it this way to measure my strap. You can see I can just use it to measure whatever length of the strap I need. So from here to here now is about 7.25 inches, but I will say 7 inches because I want it to be firm. So the front strap length will be 7 inches. Yeah, so that's that. I don't need to divide this line except if I really want to. Okay, I don't need to do all of those division again. So I have the line I wanted already. Just blend it and cut it out to see what I'm cutting out. I'll cut this out. So this is my pattern. This one is my pattern. So that's what I'm cutting. See, it's very simple. So the back, just divide the back. So I'm going to shape the back. I actually am not using what's it called, loop. I'm not using loop this time around. I'm just using the zipper. Okay, I'm using the zipper. Okay, so make sure you don't snatch your waist so much in such a way that you will still be able to zip it, and you should use SBS zipper. Okay, so it doesn't spot. So what I'm going to do is I will transfer my dart. I'll transfer it to the center back. I'll bring half inch here. I mean the 1 inch rather. Okay, for me to have that slanted CB so that my back will not bulge out. So what I would just do if I want to panel this one is just to draw a straight line to panel it. So it's a strap and this is starting from here, so I just have to make sure that it starts from the same point like this. So I'll bring this down a little bit, say maybe 1.5 to 2 inches down from here like this. Then I can decide to panel it on the dark line. Okay, I choose to panel it on the dark line like this. Okay, I'll just cut it. No dart. The dart has been transferred here. Okay, if you watch my video, you will understand my basic bodice video. You will understand how these work. And our pattern is just as simple as this. Very simple. So I can also get the length of my strap on the back. My strap is usually somewhere around this midline. So my strap for the back is about 10 inches. Even though I'm still going to reduce it because I want it firm. Front is 7, back is 10. So we should write that somewhere. 10 plus 7, okay? Back, front. So I'll still reduce it by 1.5. The total measurement, I'll take 1.5 off so that it can it can be firm. Okay, right here, I was trying to explain the allowances. For the cup space of the pattern, I'm going to be adding 3/4 of an inch, yeah, instead of half inch. Then for the bra cup itself, I'll be adding 1/4 of an inch instead of half, okay, because there is this edge at the of the bra cup that has 1/4 inch. That edge is the allowance, so by the time I add it to the 1/4 inch of the fabric, it will make up half inch. And right now I am paneling the pattern. If you want to leave it like this with the dart closed, you can leave it, but I decided to panel it, and then I went ahead to label it. All the joining spaces is half of an inch except for the side, which is 1 inch. Then the center front will be on fold, so make sure you cut it on straight green line. Yeah, that is it. So the back as well,
I also panel it. Remember, we've transferred the darts to the center back, so we are not cutting out any dart on the waist area. So we just panel it and then label it. So all the joining seams is for it's going to be ½ inch, except for the side seam as well. The upper part too is ½ inch. Ensure you label it on a straight grain line. Yeah, so that's it. Now I went ahead to dart my bra cup so that it can give it, a better curve. You take ½ inch at the middle and sew it just like I have done here. Then the next thing here is for me. I was trying to, get a pattern for the lining. All right, so I am making use of my masking tape. Make sure that you have each tape overlapped on the previous one. Okay, so I went ahead to do it all the way. Okay. So this will give me the actual pattern I'll be using for the lining. The overlapping is quite important, so make sure that each of them overlap. Okay, the next one overlaps the previous one. If not, by the time you're pulling it off, everything will go apart. Then I went ahead to cross it. Okay, after doing the horizontal part, I crossed it vertically as well so that everything can stay well in place. Then after that, I drew out the pattern I wanted, though I was just trying to show you how to get 3 pieces here. So I made mistake there. So the upper part should be just one piece. Yeah, the upper part is one piece, then 2 and 3 at the base. But here I want to be using just 2 pieces. So I divided it in the middle. Okay, yeah. I realized that place was pulling up, so I added more tape. Then I pulled everything out at once. So if you want 3 pieces, you can draft 3 pieces. If you want 2 pieces, you can draft any style line you have right here. Okay. Then I went ahead to divide the cup into two. I tried to balance to centralize that line. It wasn't centralized. So I centralized it and divided it into two. So I'll be using it to cut my lining fabric pieces. Now I am trying to mold the bra core because I want it to be more solid than its original state. So I went ahead to cut layers of stay and I attach it with the M gum, the big one. Okay, so you understand molding if you have watched some of my videos on Corset before. So you'll be needing this molding ball. I'll see if I can do a tutorial on it sometimes later on. So while molding it, if you have excess around the ST, just cut it and overlap it. So I pressed with my hot steam and then I went ahead to trim the edges. Okay, so after trimming the edges, you press it more and you keep molding it, you keep making it look more rounded. Okay, yeah. So this will make it more solid than its original state. So this is one of the secrets I use in my corset dresses.
Hey guys, welcome back. So I got this fabric for the dress. This is a crepe, black crepe, and I got this one as well for the rose and then the sleeve. So I've transferred my patterns to fabric and I've cut lining and then iron and stay. Okay, so you can see the back and the front pieces. So this is the center back, side front, and then the center front. So I'll go ahead and sew these pieces together now, and I'll bring it back for you guys to see. I'll go ahead and couple these lines together, both fabric and then the lining, and then I'll also couple the sides, the back together as well. Okay, the center and the side back by ½ inch, and also the sides by 1 inch. It's quite easy. So yeah, I'll continue from there. Hey guys, welcome back. Now I've coupled the main fabric together. This is center front, side front, the side backs and the center back. Same with the lining. Okay, make sure you reinforce it with your interfacing, your fusible interfacing.
the one we call hairstay here. So do the same to the lining as well. So I'm going to be sewing boning on the lining. I will draw the bone channels and I will sew the boning. Then I've also prepared one of the rose cups, which I'm going to show you how I did right now. It's quite easy. And I also went ahead to cut the lining pieces with the masked pattern pieces. Okay, so this is one, this is two. I had the intention of using this fabric, but I forgot, so I'm just going to cut a layer of it on the black fabric. All right, so yeah, so that's that. So now let me show you how I got this design. Okay, it's quite easy. So you need a triangular pattern like this, and what you need to do is get the measurement of your cup round, your bra cup. Alright, so I have the second bra cup here. So all I'll just do is I'll measure the edges all around. Okay, just this way, and I have 21 inches. So what you have on this side of the triangle should measure half of 21 plus your sewing allowance. Okay, you should measure half of 21 plus the sewing allowance. So you can see I have, like, let's say just 11 here. Half of 21 is 10.5 and everything should be about 11 inches. So is this pattern paper I will use to cut my fabric. And then I decided to cut it on the bias green line so that the rows can form very well. Now how long the triangle will be will determine how full you want your rows to be. Okay, if you want it very full, make it longer. But for this one I have here, I have length. I have length 17 on this side, and on this side I have length 20. So I think you should make it long. The length should be determined by the size of your cup. Okay, if it's medium size, this is okay. If it's small size, make it a little smaller so that it won't be too full. Okay, yeah, so the length should be determined by the size of the cup. So I'll just go ahead now and place this pattern to cut the fabric. So there's already allowance here, so I don't need to add any extra allowance. Okay guys, so what I did is to sew this side. Okay, I went ahead to sew this side to turn it into a triangle, and I'm just going to turn it out like this. Now don't turn it out completely so that you can have the rows formed. Okay, you just want to have the rose design formed already. Okay, so don't turn it out completely. So I'll just place it on my bra cup and then I'll start pinning. So I let this seam side face downward. Okay, yeah, so I'll just go ahead and pin and pin and pin and pin.
I think we have it right there, like so. And that's it. You see? So this is the middle, okay?
Now, after coupling the fabrics and the lining together, I need to sew boning on the lining. Okay, the boning is not going to be showing on the fabric now, so I have my sewable boning here, and you can see I've drawn line on the channel where I want to sew the boning. I don't really want to make it a very solid corset dress like that, so I'm just sewing the boning on the seam lines and then the center front. So make sure that you leave out the seam allowance for the top when you're sewing the boning. Okay, so the sewable boning, I'm going to sew it all the way down to the waistline. Yes, all the way down. No allowance at the waistline, just because it's a sewable boning. Yeah, so make sure you secure the edge with bias strips. Okay, so that it won't poke out of the fabric, and make sure that the concave part is the one that is touching the wrong side of the line. I mean, the convex part rather is the part of the boning that is touching the lining, because that's how it should sit on you. So that's it. I went ahead to stitch on all the channels I've created, and do not forget, like I said earlier, to leave the seam allowance at the top, and then you sew all the way to the waistline. That's it. You can use a different kind of boning, but because I'm not really making it, and I'm not making it in the kind of corset that extend towards my lower abdomen, think I don't really need it. If the corset length is quite longer, of course I'll be using the plastic boning, but for me, for this particular project, the swivel boning is just enough, and that's it. So having sewn the boning on all the channels created, I am going to be turning the fabric, the main fabric, with the lining right now. So I started with the center front. So I'll be sewing by 1/2 inch, and ensure you add a main gum while sewing, so that uh, after sewing you press, everything sits in well perfectly. So the necklines, now I'm adding the M gum. If you want to have your shoulder strap attached in between the lining and the fabric, you should do so before turning the neckline, but for me, I unstitch it after I was done here, because that's how I wanted it. So yeah, after stitching the neckline here, I trimmed off the excess seam allowance to the barest minimum and top stitch it. Okay, because I just needed to prevent bulk. I don't like any bulk on my neckline at all. So you can see me here trimming it. Before you put scissors on any seam on your dress, make sure you have done the right thing. Okay, and now I went ahead to top stitch on the lining, so that it can sit perfectly inside. When you're top stitching on the lining, make sure that the remaining seam allowance there goes towards the lining part and not the fabric. That's exactly what I was checking there. Make sure the remaining seam allowance is leaning towards the lining. Yeah, and spread the fabric out so that there won't be folds and all of that. Yeah, make sure your sewing is as neat as possible as it can get. So after this, I went ahead to hold the fabric pieces and the lining piece of the cup space together in preparation for fixing the bra cup. At this point, I went ahead to trim off the excess on the bra cup ready to be fixed. Okay, so I pinned the center of the bra cup together with the center of the fabric itself, and then I went ahead to spread it all around the cup space. And one thing that helps me to avoid difficulty in stitching my bra cup is notches. Make sure you notch the cup space so that it can be flexible and uh wide enough to take the bra cup. I told you that when you are cutting your bra cup space on the fabric, make sure that it's not too wide, okay, so that it won't be too excess at the end of the day. So I cut it a little smaller, so I'd rather add the notches to to make the sewing easier for me, and then it comes out perfect this way. So I went ahead to stitch it together with half of an inch. Yeah, so that's it. So after stitching, I am going to press it down with bias tape so that I can have it uh well finished. And then at that point, if you want to add underbrow wire, you can go ahead and do so. For this particular project, I didn't add any underbrow wire. Yeah, so I'm done fixing the bra cup here. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. On the second bra cup right now. So you'll be needing a corset tape for this particular part, or you could just cut your main fabric on bias to get the tape just like I did for this particular one, and then you sew right at the edge of the seam you've created for the bra cup. So once you've gotten to the edge, you cut and fold. You cut and fold just
Now
like
this is what
this,
tipping it
okay,
looks like. So I'm going to
and
be
then you
showing you
trim
how
off
to
the
do that on the
excess
second bra cup right
allowance
now.
to reduce bulk. After which, you go ahead and fold it downward. Make sure you fold the raw edge inside, and then you stitch right on top, right at the edge, ensuring that it covers the raw seam, the edges, yeah, the seam you've created initially. And make sure you're careful while doing this so that there won't be folds and tiny pleats on the outside part of the cup. And that's it. Yeah, as simple as that. So we are done with the bra cup now. Done with the bra cup now. So guys, remember I said I'm going to be making mine a play suit. I don't know if I should call it a play suit because my own is sort of like long to my knee level. Yeah, so I've made the shorts already. In another tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew trousers if you do not know how to do that. Yeah, so but the major purpose of this tutorial is the upper part, so I'll just couple it at the waistline now and attach my sleeve. You can attach your desired sleeve or whatever other design you want to do to it. I'm going to show you the end result of mine in a jiffy. Thank you. And do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more.